Good afternoon. I'm Jess De Los Santos. This is One News Now. Senate President Tito Soto says he's up for a possible face-off with President Duterte in the vice presidential race next year. Our correspondent Mean Los Baños joins us live from Mandaluyong to tell us more. Now, Mean, does this mean that Soto's VP bid is already a go?
Hi, Jess. Good afternoon. Senate President Tito Soto said that he's really up to, quote, solve the problems of the country, including the COVID pandemic, the trillions of outstanding debt, and including the West Philippine Sea issue. Soto said he's not really basing his possible VP run on his competitors, though he admits President Duterte would be a formidable competitor. Soto also bared Ilocos Sur Mayor Chavit Singson took his oath as a new member of the Nationalist People's Coalition last Saturday. Soto said Singson is a very strong political asset for NPC. That's because Singson is also in touch with mayors all over the country as the president of the Municipal Mayors League of the Philippines. Soto said the NPC plans to visit their party mates across the country soon. For him, holding a convention in Metro Manila is impractical due to the pandemic. In the meantime, the NPC has its provisional lineup for the senatorial race. The list includes House Deputy Speaker Loren Legarda, Sorsogon Governor Chis Escudero, and re-electionists Win Gatchalian, Joel Villanueva, and Mig Subiri. Soto said former Senator J.V. Ejercito will also surely run. They also plan to invite TACT Secretary Gringo Onasan for a possible comeback to the upper chamber. As for his cast-in-stone deal with Senator Ping Lacson, Soto said they're working on their joint proposals at the moment. Soto said Lacson has yet to make his final decisions on his possible presidential bid, though Soto said he expects announcement by September, which is a month before the filing of the certificates of candidacy, which is in October. Jess?
All right, the VP race just as exciting. Thank you very much for those updates. Mean Los Baños reporting live from Mandaluyong. Now, the Energy Department has assured the public that there will be no rotational brownouts in the coming days. Energy Undersecretary Wimpy Fentebella said that the yellow alert in parts of Luzon will be lifted soon. Fentebella also noted that the demand for power supply is now on a decline due to the rainy season. As for the cold storage of COVID-19 vaccines, Fentebella said that a triple backup system has been set up by power distributors in case of brownouts.
The improvement is coming from the demand side. Ibig sabihin, lumalamig yung panahon. So, bumababa yung paggamit natin ng kuryente.
Now, more stories after this short break. Stay with us here on One News. Capital D at L.
Capital D at L lang daw. S and J hindi.
Hindi.
Hindi daw sa...
Ay, hindi ko alam. Hindi ko na Capital J ata.
Capital J daw. D and L.
I-search na lang, Santi.
Santi, search mo na lang.
Ano sabi?
Twitter account mo na, di ba?
Like Santi, I'm sure naman like you can Google it
Yun nga
naman.
pa, sa mga kapwa namin biker. Siyempre po, may na-aksidente na nangyari po. So, which is, may pandemya po ngayon, which is, dapat po, iwasan po natin yun. Lalo na po,
policy now with regard to facials.
siyempre, dikit-dikit po sila. Baka yung...
Ano ba to? Kay Mase? Wala pa eh.
Wala lang daw eh. Kaya, hintay lang natin. Copy. Sige. Pag hindi daw tumayo yung live niya, owner na lang.
Okay. Jovencito Beltrano mentioned that Gloriani explained that the Delta variant is more transmissible and is not working with prototype vaccines. Gloriani urged the public to still follow minimum health standards, noting that vaccines do not provide complete protection against COVID-19's variants. Gilas Pilipinas is now revving up for the FIBA Olympic qualifiers later this month after an unblemished campaign in the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers in Pampanga. Lynn Olivario with a story. It's just a little over a month before the official opening of Tokyo 2020 Olympics, which faced a number of delays due to the pandemic. Bloomberg's Kurumi Mori will take us on a tour inside the Olympic and Paralympic Village in Tokyo. Let's watch this. Nag-extend na kayo ng plug? You're still watching One News Now. I'm Jess De Los Santos. Malacanang has cleared up the confusion of the use of face shields pending President Duterte's decision on the appeal of the IATF. Now, Maricel Halili is joining us over the phone to tell us more. Mase, ano na ba talaga? What's the standing policy now with regard to the use of face shields?
Yes, Jeff. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque clarified that the wearing of face shields on outdoor area is not mandatory anymore. Their appeal before President Duterte is to just require the wearing of face shields in indoors, like restaurants or hospitals, and in crowded places like markets and even public transportation. So if you're just walking outdoors, you can simply remove your face shield as directed by President Duterte.
Of course, that is a recommendation from the IATF, but when are we expecting the President to decide on this matter, and should we be expecting clearer guidelines as well from the IATF?
We still don't know when President Duterte will make a decision about the appeal of the Interagency Task Force. What we know so far is that tonight there will be a talk to the people led by President Duterte, and the policy about the mandatory wearing of face shield is one of the topics to be discussed.
Let's shift the topic for a bit here. Marcel, let's talk about vaccination. I mean, we've had our biggest order to date with Pfizer at 40 million doses. What's the latest, though, on the rollout? Any improvements when it comes to pacing?
Well, it's good news coming from Malacanang this afternoon. Secretary Roque said that at least we have already achieved about 322,000 jobs. Last June 15th, they made it for a day. So he said that it is possible that the government can achieve 500,000 jobs per day, considering that we're expecting more vaccines to be delivered to the country. Aside from the 40 million doses of Pfizer, we have already sealed deals with other brands. So we're expecting about 113 million doses of vaccines that are procured by the government. And we're also expecting vaccines from the COVAX facility.
Now, Marcel, with that improvement, when it comes to pacing of the rollout of vaccines, there's now a proposal, of course, to separate the vaccinated and the, those who are still unvaccinated when it comes to establishments. That, of course, is coming from a presidential advisor for entrepreneurship, Joey Concepcion. What is the palace's reaction to that?
Just Secretary Roque said that this is something that they have to discuss among the members of the interagency task force. Of course, they have to study the pros and cons, considering that some of the people are also concerned that this may be a form of discrimination. But Secretary Roque said that maybe this is not the right time yet to implement such proposition because we only have more than 8 million people who got vaccinated. So maybe if we can add more to these people who got vaccinated, maybe there's a chance that this will be implemented. But of course, they still have to set the guidelines. And like what I said, they still have to discuss it among the members of the IATF.
Now, Michelle, did the palace also react to comments that the surge in provinces is partly due to the supposed concentration of vaccines here in Metro Manila?
Yes, they did give their reaction following the statement of Iloilo Mayor Treñas. During the logging handout briefing this morning, we can feel the disappointment and frustration coming from Iloilo Mayor Treñas because of the lack of vaccines that are being delivered to their area. And for Mayor Treñas, he feels that this is one of the reasons why there is still a problem of COVID-19 cases surge in their province. But Secretary Roque said that it is not true that 90% of the vaccines were distributed in the NCR plus 8 area. He said that there is only about 32.2% of the total number of vaccines distributed in the NCR plus area. But of course, following the direction or the instruction coming from President Duterte, they will focus more on provinces or areas that are now experiencing surge on COVID cases. So those areas, including Iloilo, should expect more vaccines to be delivered.
Okay, now, Marcel, one final topic before I let you go. May reaction din ba from Malacanang when it comes to the recent police killings, some of which actually involve minors?
Yes, it was asked during the press briefing earlier. Jeff, Secretary Roque reiterated what President Duterte said. President Duterte said it so many times during his talk to the people that he will protect those police officers who are actually doing their mandates based on the policy of the government. But of course, those police officers who are violating the law is on their own. And Secretary Roque just gave his assurance that the government will continue to prosecute those police officers who are continuing to or who continue to violate the policies of the government.
All right, thank you very much for those updates, Maricel Halili. For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe. Philippines, I'm Jess De Los Santos. We are One News.